We are encapsulating all our knowledge of React.js and Next.js frontend optimization. This is a 10 years of experience. This got nearly 1 million views. But what does that actually mean? I'm usually not making tons of videos about AI, but I think this is really cool because you can just use this command here, post it into your IDE like Cursor or into something like Claude Code, pick the skills, set it to project, yes, and it's done. Now you enabled 10 plus years of React experience in your project. Are you still confused? No problem. I explain to you what these new skills are, how you can use them, why this is not just static context, and how it will make you a better React developer so that you can write reviews like this one. Users will see 50% faster image loads, 30% faster API responses. Yeah, but you know who's also making you a better developer? The sponsor of today's video, TestSprite. We all know AI helps us build products faster, but speed is useless if your product is hallucinated and not working at all. You need a safety net. And that's exactly what TestSprite provides. It really is the best tool out there for modern coders, ensuring your AI-generated code actually works. It seamlessly integrates with your favorite AI-powered editors like Cursor, for example, Claude or Windsurf, allowing you to generate, execute, and maintain your tests without breaking your actual flow. They even offer MCP server, and the docs really guide you through the features seamlessly. I would say it's the perfect solution for solo developers or small teams lacking a dedicated QA or testing team. You can start for free with 150 credits per month with the link down into the description, tobimay.dev/testsprite. Huge thanks to TestSprite for sponsoring this video and supporting this channel. So to use this new agent functionality called skills, you probably need to activate the beta or activate the nightly version of Cursor. But I'm sure this feature will actually get stable in a few weeks. So now, as I showed you, we added these skills, these 10 years of React experience into Cursor here, for example. And if I look into the project overview, yes, I see there's this Cursor folder with a lot of rules here set up. Rules about 10 years of React experience. Just a lot of knowledge. But yeah, what can we do with all that knowledge? Of course, we prompt. Access this repo against React best practices. Make a prioritized list of quick wins and top fixes. We have to choose agent mode for that. And now, just give it a shot. As long as this is loading, let me just show you what we just did. There's this repository called Agent Skills, where we now have these skills inside. Now we have these React best practices inside here, and there we have these rules. And these are all MD files, so markdown files, and they all have this structure: impact description, and always a bad practice and a good practice. Why is that setup so strange? But somehow this works. If we go onto the agent mode and type /skill, we now have access to our skills. I can access the Vercel React best practices here. But even if not used for AI, it's fine because you can learn a lot. I read through some, and the knowledge you can extract from them is really, really handy. So there's this website, agentskills.io, where we can read through this specification how a skill needs to be set up. But aren't there a lot of terminologies now? We have agents, we have skills, we have context in general, we have tools, we also have rules. Yeah. Things can get pretty complex here, but these skills are really a cool step forward because, as you can see here, we have our process of agentic coding, our chat, and we have this initial prompt and we iterate over it so we get to a nice result. So now we have static context and dynamic context. Before we just had static context. So static context are rules like your agents.md file, claude.md file, rules that are always in the context, like always use Tailwind version 4, always use React 19, stuff like that. But now we have these skills, and these skills are not inside of the static context. These skills are dynamic. So during your iteration, you maybe ask, hey, please implement caching here or there. And then your agent looks into these skills. Do I have a skill for that? Can I know how this should be done? And if there is a skill, it uses this dynamic context to make the outcome better. And this has one great side effect. You see it here, skills before and after. It reduces costs because your context gets smaller. Because we don't have everything inside from the beginning. We just pick the skills we actually need. So let's see if our React best practices has finished here. And yes, we have some critical performance waterfalls, which has a high impact. For example, here I'm fetching things after each other that maybe don't need to be fetched after each other. So I have this waterfall, and then I have a critical error here and some top fixes here. And what you then can do is just, all right, please fix all of that. I've already used 99% of my usage limit, so I'm actually not doing that now. But yeah, that's how you can quickly optimize your application now. And you don't have to stop at React best practices. You can move further. There's the holy trinity of agentic UI post that I saw, where we, for example, have the UI skills from Eberlik. So if we visit this, I'm sorry for the light mode, you now can take this command to again install skills into your project or globally on your system. So here he actually shows what skills that are. So these are just like UI skills. Must use accessible component primitives. Must add an area label to icon-only buttons. Should prefer base UI. Never use H-screen. Use HDVH. Just like best practices that maybe your AR agent is oftenly doing wrong. Now he can access these skills, so he's doing it right. I think the options here are endless, but I see two risks here. Two risks where I probably think this can get problematic. First is maintenance, because let's assume that these skills you have in your project get outdated. Then your AI agents are doing things they shouldn't do. And let's be honest, things get outdated quickly nowadays. And the second thing is no difference of opinion. Like, we live in a usually opinion-based world. Everybody has opinions. Now we take the opinions of Eberlik, we take the opinions of Vercel and just copy that into our code. We just say, okay, yeah, I have your opinion, which is somehow great because the less opinions are out there, the less noise is out there and the easier it is to maintain because everybody's following the same rules. But does that feel right? I'm not sure. Let me definitely know what you think about this. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss any future content and have a great week. Bye bye.